What's going on, Z Warriors? MrWaffles here, and today we're back with part 3 of the card review series. So now we're going to be talking about green, their battle cards, their extra cards, their style as a whole, and pretty much all the things that go with it. Again, this is just for the commons. We should be getting the uncommon list later on tonight. So since it's Japan time, it's going to be, I guess, Friday morning. Our time, so it's probably like early in the day for them in Japan. Or so if it's midnight here, then I think it would be like 1 p.m. over there, like the next day or like the same day on Friday. So time zones, you know how it is. So we're gonna get it eventually, and definitely expect a review on those cards. Again, with everything going on, Bandai's definitely doing a good job as always. We had some leaks of some, I wouldn't say leaks, but they've been releasing some uncommons and stuff like that, so I can't wait to see all of them. And it seems like a lot of the leaders are also uncommons, which is really cool and very interesting, simply because it doesn't make it such a, I guess, a money grab game in the sense that, all the leaders are going to be like hard to get, like whether it be rares or something really high. I bet there are going to be some leaders that are like really high rarity, which is fine, but at least if you want to play like some other characters, they're just uncommons, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so we're going to just get into the review of these cards here. So first up we have Son Goku, and it's cool because even though there's a lot of Son Gokus in the game in terms of like whether it might be a leader or something else like that, just the fact that it's just very simple, just Son Goku, so it makes it easy when you have to evolve on top of it, just because you just evolve on top of a Son Goku as opposed to like Son Goku Brave Warrior or something like that, which can get a little bit annoying in the terms of like, it doesn't have to be Son Goku or Son Goku whatever surname after it, so it's just cool that for the most part a lot of it's just Son Goku. And I bet there's going to be others, because I've seen some other Gokus that have other names outside of it, so I don't know how they decide which ones get just a Son Goku name and which ones get like the surname and the title. But he's just a vanilla. Again, he's just costing 2 energy, 0 combo cost for 5,000 power, base power 15,000. Next up we have Son Gohan, Family of Justice. So I like that. That's really cool, and the artwork for that's pretty sick. So he costs 2 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 10,000, and he's just a blocker. And again, it's good that every style is having something like that. Next up, we have Son Goten, Family of Justice. So it's really cool that they can even make like an archetype if they want to out of the names, which would be really cool if they ever do that like later on. But he costs 2 energy, combo cost of 1 for plus 5,000 power, which is interesting. So for the most part, we've been seeing 0 combo cost for plus 5,000, 1 combo cost for 10,000, and that kind of ratio. So 2 for 15, 3 for 20, etc. But he's 1 for 5, and I guess he has a base power of 10,000. But if we look at his ability, which is auto, during your turn, when you combo with this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So as you can see, that's probably the reason why you're paying 1 to combo for 5,000 power as opposed to 10,000, because he destroys a card on the field when you KO, when you use him for combo. So anything costs 3 or less on your opponent's side. With that being said, it's a good trade-off for sure, just because I can see how Bandai is really balancing the cards. If you just look at it, if something like this, already gets rid of your opponent's board, and to give it an extra 5,000 power on top of that, it seems like that's pretty good. So since you're already getting rid of a battle card on your opponent's side of the field, it makes sense just to kind of offset that with the combo cost. And he also costs 2, but this time the 2 is 2 green. It's not just like 1 green and 1 colorless. So it's definitely a good card for a dedicated like green deck, and it's something that where it's very powerful effect where you can't just kind of just splash into anything. You have to really make sure that you have the right energy for it. Next up, Tenacious Vegeta, cost 2 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 10,000. He has the ability Revenge, which when this card's attacked, you knock out the attacking battle card after battle, and permanent where he cannot be attacked by a leader card. So that right there is just insane. So he can't be attacked by leader cards, so you can't just attack and just blow them up and save your unit. You have to crash into it with something. So he's just a good like suicide bomber kind of thing where he just goes and takes care of problematic cards for you and stuff like that. And again, he's another card that costs 2, and the 2 energy has to be green. So seems like with green's ability to really mess up battle cards as well as kind of disrupt things, they have that, I guess, heavy energy cost in the sense that it has to be 2 specific of that color. It's not just like 1 green and 1 colorless. Next up, we have Slasher Trunks. Costs 1 energy. 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power. Base power of 10,000. Permanent. This card cannot attack battle cards. So he's just gunning straight for the leader. Just straight face. Face. So that's really cool right there in itself. Next up, we have Trunks, Protector of Children. So weird name, Protector of Children. I don't know which children he's really protecting. But he costs 2 energy. 0 combo cost for 0 power. Base power of 12,000. Auto, when you combo with this card, if your leader card is green and your life is 4 or less, draw 1 card and add an additional plus 10,000. So we've seen this with the Piccolo and the Vado, so it's kind of like that kind of copy clone. Next up, we have Energy Power Gotenks. 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power. He costs 3 energy for base power of 15,000. Auto, when this card attacks the leader card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places in the drop area. So, wow. On attack, knock a card out of their hand. That's pretty deep. So it seems like green is about KOing, if I could remember correctly with the sheet that I got, where it kind of described each style and their colors and what they do. It looks like green is, if I can remember, it said hand destruction, field destruction, and deck destruction. So that right there in itself, we already see some hand destruction in this game, which is awesome. So I think that's always a good thing to have. And I'm excited to really just try Gotenks out as a good tech for some other styles or other colors that I want to kind of mess around with. Next up, we got Poor Human Shield Crillon. Oh man, everyone remembers this episode, right? When Crillon just gets blown to smithereens by Frieza. So he costs 1 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 5,000. He's just a blocker. But as you can see, when we were getting previews for the game with Bandai, they showed us that awesome Goku, which I'll have the picture up as you can see right now. And his ability is when Krillin is in the drop area, he gets triple strike. So it's awesome how they have that flavor from the show, because that's what caused Goku to turn Super Saiyan in the first place. So as you can see, Krillin's getting that sacrifice. And it's crazy. What I feel bad for Krillin, because he already had like a hole through his stomach, and then he gets blown up. Like, what more can you want? Like, just leave the guy alone. Next up, we have Rampage and Super Saiyan Broly. Cost 6, combo cost of 1 for plus 10,000 power with a base power of 30,000. 30,000, that's ridiculous. He has triple strike where he deals 3 damage instead of 1. So this guy is a big boy. He's a beefy bow. He's just like, someone just like, okay, you got 3 damage, attack. I'm going to combo everything all in this one guy. If you can't block it, you lose. So he's definitely a game ender card. And you might think, oh man, he deals 3 damage instead of 1. My opponent's going to draw 3 cards. Yes, but again, it's all about how you play it. Again, if you have, if your opponent's at 3 damage, then they have to block this card or else they lose. It's that simple. So I think this card's a really good finisher, a really good beat stick, just a good game ender card. And one thing I really enjoy about this game is that every card has value. Every single card in this game, because every card can be used as energy. The fact that every card, for the most part, besides extra cards, have a combo cost, so you can still play them from your hand to block or use them to attack and get boosted power. So I really like what they're doing with this game. I think it's really awesome. Next up, we have Broly Dawn of the Rampage. So that looks really cool. That Broly looks awesome. He costs 1, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 5,000. Auto, when you play this card, look at the top 7 cards from your top of your deck and add 1 green Broly card among them. Add them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So again, it's the clone of the Champa, the blue Goku, and here's the Broly one, right? So this one's awesome because, as you can see, you can get a copy of himself. You can also get a copy of the Rampage and Super Broly or any other green Broly that we will see after this. So I'm excited to see what we're going to be getting in the uncommons in probably like 10 minutes, or hopefully soon, because right now it's 11:50. Next up, we have Paragus, Controller of Monsters. Cost 2 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power. Auto, when you play this card, you may place one card from your hand in the drop area. If you do, choose one and activate one Broglies Ring from your deck, then shuffle your deck with a base power of 10,000. So right there, very, very strong, especially being a 2-drop for sure, with a base power of 10,000 and the amazing ability and the combo cost being, 5,000, even though it's, I guess just 5,000. For what he does, he has a lot of value on it. And we're going to see what this Broglies Ring does later on. Very good card indeed, especially if you're in a Broly deck. Definitely a 4 of this. Dawn Rampage, 4 of Rampage and Super Saiyan Broly. I think probably a 3 or 4 of, depends, Next up we have Overflowing Bio Warrior Army. So it costs 2 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 15,000. So that's pretty big. So this card says, has an auto. When this card is placed in the drop area from the battle area, if your leader card is Broly, you may place one card from your hand in the drop area. If you do, play this card. So really good ability where it just kind of comes back, kind of swarms, right? So if you in the battle area and all of a sudden it dies for some reason, you can discard one card and then pretty much just play it. So which is really awesome. So I'm liking it so far. I'm liking the green. Now we will take a look at the extra cards. We got Full Power Energy, cost 1, and it's kind of like the clone of the Whis card, the Whis Corrosion, and the Vados card. This one is counter attack, negate the attack, and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 or less, and KO that card. So overall, it's pretty good. And if you notice, it says 1 or less. Now, if I can recall, I don't think I've seen any cost 0 battle cards, but that's something that they're probably going to have in future. The only cost 0 card I've seen was Kaba's Awakening, and that's an extra card. I know in the Japanese version they had a lot of cost 0 cards, so I'm waiting to see how that unfolds, which will be really cool. Probably the next set or something like that. Next up, we have Broglies Ring, cost 1. It's a field, so this is the first time we've actually seen a field card, a field extra card in this game. It doesn't look any different from like a battle card. I was thinking field, like field spells like in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's just, for what it is awesome. The contingency is, you place and activate this card in the battle area. It remains in the battle area until you activate another field. When you do, place this card in the drop area. Permanent, your hand is not affected by your leader Broly skill. So what does that mean? Well, we just have to wait and find out once we see the Broly and what it does. A lot of people already know what it does, and you know what? I'm just gonna spoil it. Whatever. His awakening. I haven't seen the first side of it, but his awakening is when he attacks. Both players choose. He draws a card when he attacks, and both players choose a card from their hand and battle area, and send it to the drop area. So it doesn't KO it. It actually just sends it, which is a lot different. So if we ever get a card in the future that says if this card is KO'd or something like that, or this card cannot be KO'd, Broly gets around that because Broly sends, not KO. So it's almost like if anyone played Yu-Gi-Oh, Dark End Dragon, how it just sends the card, which was really good. So your opponent has a Stardust, you just send it right away and like, boop, that's it, gone. So this thing I think is really good. My only concern is that since it's a field spell, the only way to get rid of it is if I activate another one on top of it. So I'm not sure if field spells have some expiration date, or can they get rid of by some card effect or something like that, because being able to have this out pretty soon, especially if turn 2 you can get Paragus, and get the Broly's Ring and activate it, and then when you awaken, you're just discarding cards from your opponent's hand for free, all because your opponent has the Broly's Ring and you have no way to get rid of it. It can be problematic. So hopefully there's some cards that we will see that can get rid of field spells, which will be really good for the game. Because again, anything like continuous spells or anything of that nature is never really good. And for the Panini game, you had attached cards that would just stay there, and they had no expiration date, no way to get rid of them. So if they had a really good effect, there's nothing you can really do because it would just stay there. So hopefully there's some way to get rid of field spells in this game. Last but not least, we have Family Kamameha, cost 1 energy. Activate you in your main phase. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO that card. So it's good, simple spot removal. Again, nothing to really force or commit. Just simple, whoop, that's it, get rid of it, problem card. So there's a lot of cards in this game that really get rid of battle cards. So cards don't really stay on that long. So I'm really interested to see how it actually plays out. how things kind of unfold. So I'm just looking forward to see the gameplay and actually in person. And I know I have a couple of friends, some big YouTubers who are going to be playing this game, and I can't wait to play with them and really get the community involved. So it's going to be something very special. So overall, I think green is very powerful, and I just like how it has the utility of hand destruction, field destruction, and we haven't seen deck destruction just yet, but I think that'll be very interesting. So I'm waiting to see when we get some card effects that do that. But so far, I'm really excited to play Broly. I really want to try him out and see how he is, just like everyone else. So far, he's the only green leader that we've seen. Actually, not true. We've seen Gohan as well. So there's only 2, but I am waiting to see some more. And again, I can't wait for the uncommon list to be released soon, so that way I can definitely talk about that. So with that being said, again, don't forget to like this on Facebook. Check it out. I have all the links down in the description below. And, hopefully, we can get something started, because this game is definitely taking off fast. So with that being said, MrWaffles out.